Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. The American Society of Magical Negroes stars Justin Smith. A young man gets recruited into a secret society of magical black people who dedicate their lives to making white people's lives easier. This is probably the only video that I get to actually say the word without getting freaking backlash. We're probably gonna get backlash anyways. American Society of Magical Negroes. Not very good. Yeah, the trailer wasn't really interesting. It just seems like they took the idea of Men in Black and Harry Potter, combined it into one, and it's like, yep, that's it, pretty much it. Like, so, yeah. Justin Smith, who is, you probably know him from the Jurassic World films or the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie. He stars as Aaron in this movie, who is this guy who is a fail at life of being an artist or being like a sculpture artist or whatever it is with yarn. I don't know how that is the way at least how he does it isn't art. All he does was just hang up some yarn. That's how I see it. The sculpturing isn't really my thing. So if I'm crapping on someone that's like passionate about something like that, I'm sorry, but it's just yarn. Basically, the premise is that he somewhat struggles with trying to live in a world around white people. Basically, like he gets nervous sometimes around white people. And he doesn't want to make them mad. That's basically that's his character. And he joins basically a league that is the complete opposite of his character, where he gets over that fear basically, and his job is to make white people happy and white people happy. And that's basically the premise of the film. And similar, he gets this client who works at this I don't know, tech center. We don't really know what this job is or what his client's life is. Basically, he gets a client, and there's this girl that he likes that works there, and he accidentally, somewhat, I guess, implies to his client that his client should ask out this girl, and that's basically what the film rides around, because his job is to make his client happy and desires and come true and all that, and using his magic, I guess. I have no idea how that intertwines, but it doesn't. And so if he tries to intervene with the girl and they don't get together, everyone's magic in this league, they lose their magic, and he gets banned, and you get banned if you intervene in any way. So that's that's kind of a whole mess of itself, because so he cannot get in a relationship with this girl. So his job is to literally get them in a relationship with one another, or again, like I said, everyone's magic starts failing. So what if he fails at his job? What if he doesn't actually intervene? There's what if they just don't simply like one another? Do their powers fade because he failed at making his client happy? So the movie kind of just hands waves that stuff, and it's like, okay, is it only when he intervenes with stuff? Is that really how it's implied? It kind of just creates this whole entire mess with itself. But that's the rules of being part of this. So okay, whatever, I can forgive that. But it leaves a lot of questions up in the air. Is the movie funny? That's kind of like the number one question that people are going to have with this. Is it really funny? No. Not really. A lot of jokes don't really land that much. I mean, I was starting to pass out, and I was kind of bored, because the actual premise of them using their magics is hardly in the film. You see in the trailer where they have this meter bar, and you see it, how of this white person's comfortability is, and it's like, okay, but they're using their magics, or seeing that meter bar. It's hardly even in the movie. It's there for when he needs to set up, hey, you can use, you have magical powers or anything. You're a wizard, Justice. Smith, you're a wizard, Aaron. Feels like they wanted to go for a movie where it was like somewhat almost a romance, but not really a romance. It was a comedy with this magical bits, but they want to also push this message of diversity. Why even have the magical bits if you're not going to use the magical bits? This movie could have easily simply been about a message of diversity, but also be somewhat of a comedy and romance at the same time. Like, he comes upon this new job and like, he's there and like, he's trying to work his hardest, but also, not piss off people and like make other people happy and, be helpful as much as he can. And next there's this girl here, but he accidentally, like gets this like his, I guess, some air quote friend that is his client, into this girl. And so like, but he doesn't want to intervene, like, because he's this awkward little, like, he's somewhat awkward with that. He doesn't really want to speak his feelings. Next, towards the end, he speaks his feelings. He's like, hey, that's not cool and all that, and he steps in for himself. Like, you could have that be the movie, and it literally is, but they throw in this like magical bit into there that, like, to make it seem different, but really it's not different when you don't do anything different with it. The way that the movie ends, it's like, are you telling me that this has never happened before? It's like, it makes no sense, and especially with this cliffhanger sort of deal. It's like, wait, okay, was anything actually meaningful? Was like, is there any like actual connections to these two characters? Like, so it's just, it made like the movie is just like somewhat of a mess. It had maybe a couple funny jokes, but overall, a lot of the jokes on them were that they fell flat. And anything that I really did like was not the magical bits of like, them using their powers. It was actually between the two characters and like this somewhat like romance film that they were going on. And that's where I was actually interested, when they were just like these two characters talking, like, talking about their lives. Like, in as much as I don't really get the yarn sculpture, Aaron opens up on his like life of art and like, how much he wanted to be like a sculptor or whatever with this yarn. Like, that was the interesting parts of the film. Everything else with the magical bits was the most pointless and boring stuff because they don't actually do anything with it. I'm gonna give the American Society of Magical Negroes a D-. I honestly didn't really care about this film, and I will not remember this. So, if you guys want to check something out, go check out Love Lies Bleeding. That's a very interesting film, and I will have a review on it for at least when this goes up the next day. But if you guys are watching this down the line, I already have a review up for it. So go check out that review if you guys want to hear about a positive film. So anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.